Everybody, Tanner here for your tool of the week. On the heels of last week's better questions, asking questions, I think this is a good build on, but I just finished. Let's see if you can see this here. Super Communicators, Charles Duhigg. I'm not going to tell you not to read it, but I'm gonna give you just a few high impact nuggets here. Good read, but not it's certainly not gonna hit the top 10. Actually, now that I think about that, last week's was top 10 books, not questions. That was the week before. So maybe a build on all of that. It's definitely not going to make my top 10, but interesting read nonetheless. So in the book, he highlights something specific to communicating online. And I think this really is a tool or principle applicable. This is not just an online thing, but communication etiquette. Maybe this is just like the power of the the best. I would love for you to look this week, think about who do you look to as a super communicator. And I'm not talking a great public speaker. I'm talking someone that you think, man, that person is a great communicator, and why? That's what I thought about this week as I read this book. And those, I feel like the best communicators are great listeners. So let me kind of roll with this for a minute. So here's four things. Uh, Overemphasize politeness, underemphasize sarcasm, express more gratitude, deference, greetings, apologies, and hedges, and avoid criticism in public forums. I think avoiding criticism in any public setting is a great advice to being a super communicator. And kind of last, here are adding on now my better questions. The key takeaway for me from this book is really getting to any conversation, walking away with, why do you feel this way? I think the best way to understand someone else's view, perspective, etc., is to understand why they feel the way they feel. And even to get so asking that specific question, why do you feel this way? And tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. And the more curious we become, I believe we become super communicators when we're super effective at listening. And there's a lot of, I mean, lots of books that I've read about being a more active listener and active listening and the steps of being an active listener. But really, it's tell me more about that. I think the better we understand and let others communicate to us, the more effective we can communicate in return. And I think less discord, less disagreement, less just toxicity that we see in the world today. And I think this is a super powerful concept, principle in our personal relationships, our professional relationships. So here's to being super communicators. Have a great week.